Okay, so here's the one the last one, I hope it'll be the last one, that everybody asked me for. These were third-party high micro contrast lenses. Now, someone's going to complain, actually a lot of people are probably going to complain, because they're going to go, what about so-and-so awesome contacts or Leica lens? Or some really rare-ass oddball lens that's just obnoxiously rare and obnoxiously expensive. Those lenses are not included here. There is a plethora really fancy. The link, by the way, for this list is below. There's a plethora of really awesome contacts, Leica lenses, some really rare old Zeiss lenses like the Triotar and well, here's one. I mean, this one only averages about $120, $130 Biotar. Stuff like that. This stuff is becoming increasingly impossible to find. And no, don't say the Helios 58 f2 because that's a Russian piece of garbage. Here's the copy of that somewhere over here. There we go. So I've got the list of basically easy to find, not nosebleed level expensive lenses. However, some of these Zeiss lenses are certainly nosebleed, but easy stuff, easy middle of the road. These are most of these are, well, all of these are actually either for Nikon or Fuji or Sony or Canon. So all of these can be adapted. Some of these are M42 lenses, and there's a plethora of really rare, and I've got drawers full of them, M42 lenses that are not included in this list because they're just obnoxiously rare. And if you find one, it's usually hazed up, and the freaking helicoil grease is dried up in it. It just, you know, the hell with it. So anyway, here's the list. Here's the Zeiss set. By the way, the ones that are best are marked in red, as you can see in the image below, and the link for that is below. Zeiss 50mm 1.4, Zeiss 85 1.4, Zeiss 100mm f2 macro. I'm not a big fan of this lens, even though I have it. I have all these lenses, by the way. That lens has an extremely long throw, and it will just pound you over the head. It's one of those few lenses you call a professional lens because it'll drive you nuts. If you're not familiar with A, manual focus, and B, long throw lenses. It's a tough lens to use for most people. Zeiss 35mm f2, my favorite lens of all time, period, flat out. Zeiss 35 1.4, Zeiss 135 f2 APO sonar. Tokina 100mm 2.8 macro, Midicon 35mm f0.95, Midicon 85 1.2, Voigtlander 28mm f2, Voigtlander 40mm f2, Voigtlander 58mm 1.4 Noct, an absolutely epic lens if ever there was one. Takumar 50mm 1.4, that lens is radioactive, most of them are anyway. Takumar 55mm f2, also a radioactive lens. Takumar 200mm f3.5. Probably the king of all of these, and it's becoming increasingly, ever since I mentioned that the damn lens has skyrocketed, it's averaging about 120 bucks now instead of 40 bucks, which is what it should be, is the Rekienen lens. It's also marked as a Sears. Sears never made lenses. Rekienen 55mm f1.4. Just, man, sharp as piss, bokeh from hell, micro contrast. What a tough ass lens. I got 4 of those. You crazy! Slightly crazy. Like I said, I know there's a lot of stuff for you to complain about because there's an endless list of, not endless, but there's certainly a long list of obnoxiously expensive Leica M-mount lenses I could have put on here. Some freaky deaky, insanely expensive, cost more than your damn Mercedes if you had one. Contacts lenses. Just not adding those to this list. I mean, you know, to hell with it. You know, when the lenses start costing as much as a brand new car, it doesn't belong on this list, you know? If it does, email me about it. I'll tell you what they are. Just email me, say, I got more money than brains. I want to know a really obnoxiously expensive contacts lens, which is really awesome. I'll tell you which one it is. So that's the list. The link is below. This is the video that you were asking for since I made the Nikon list and the Fujifilm list. By the way, the Fujifilm list is so far as best, and I have all of them. The best is certainly the 110mm f2. And then the, the 110 f2 is number 1, and second after that, the 6328. I have not tried the 45 yet, so I don't know on that one. Yep, there we go. Nailed it, right. Not the 3264 either. However, that's the best I digress. That's the best Fujifilm GF lens to own because it's so damn useful. Love it. Love it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to roast my hands by this imaginary fire over here. It's made out of virtual heat. And that's it. Happy holidays! I can't stand the holidays. You like these videos, you could always click the link below. And or you could tell me to jump off a cliff. Because I'm not sponsored. And I have no affiliate links. So anything and everything helps. I lead a simple life. People think I don't lead a simple life. They say, you got a ton of lenses. That's all I've got, you know. I lead a really simple life. Really, really simple. Yeah, if you actually saw how I lived, you'd be quite shocked. A lot of people think, "Hey, guys, got more lenses than God. I bet you live." No, I lead a really, other than a pile of lenses, I lead a simple life. Very simple. Happy holidays, all that garbage. Hasta mañana. Увидимся, as the Russians would say. That means I'll see you next time. Or see you later. Catch you later. Bye. Увидимся. Bye.